Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mama Beech and I'm here today to do a requested video. So it's been a few weeks now since I received this request and I believe it was Donna that requested this video. She asked me like how I started collecting handbags and like how I particularly became interested in Dooney and Bourke and kind of the story behind all that. And I've shared bits and pieces of the whole story throughout the videos that I've done for you guys, but I just wanted to make one video that has the whole thing in it and label it that way so that if anyone else has this question or comes and views my channel in the future, they can understand where the insanity began. So, let's start at the beginning. When I was a kid, I was always a collector. I was always a collector of things. I had a coin collection, I had a stamp collection, I collected tea sets, I collected dolls. I was just always collecting things. Beanie Babies, that was a big phase of my life. And I had all these shelves in my room that my dad had built for me, and I would just display my collections, and then every once in a while I would go and like rearrange my displays, and like this was just like what I did for fun, was collect things. And my mom, I was always interested in like girly stuff, I guess you would say, handbags and looking cute. And I used my thing used to be I used to wear a hat every day to school, and like all the other kids would get jealous of my hat. So like I always had an interest in it, and I always collected things. And so my mom, she started giving me these vintage beaded handbags. And so the reason I decided to do this video now, even though poor Donna requested it so long ago, is because I finally found where I had put those bags. And I talked about them briefly in my video about my vlog about cleaning my closet. And I found them during that process. So these are the two of the bags that she gave me probably when I was in my early teens, and they are vintage beaded handbags. This one is white, and it kind of has like a ambiguous colored hardware, but you can have it to be a really short or a longer strap drop, and I'll show you the inside. Just kind of like a silk interior. And so these were like my little treasures. And I love them, and I always took good care of them. This one needs the chain repaired, but is in otherwise good shape. And this one has the black satin interior. So these were seriously like my little treasures. I would display them on my shelves with my other collections. And so then I became an older teenager, and I kind of lost interest in a lot of that stuff because I was busy going after boys and going to college and doing crazy things. And so after college, I kind of got interested in handbags. And so that's when my mother-in-law gifted me those two Brighton bags. And I'm going to link the video down below where I talk about those bags specifically, because I kind of go into more detail about them and about the story behind getting them. But she gave me those two bags, and I used them like every day. I didn't have 30 handbags. I had one handbag at a time and I used it every single day. And then she gave me a second one, and I used that every single day. And then she gave me a third one, which was a hot pink Coach Phoebe, pebbled leather Phoebe, and I carried that every day. And so I had 3 bags, 2 Brightons and a Coach. And the first bag that I really bought for myself that was a designer bag was the Coach bag that I talked about when I made this video. Because, you know, turquoise is my favorite color, and I was on a Facebook yard sale site, and I saw it was a different style than this, in this color, as a different Coach Legacy style. And I was like, oh, I really don't need a handbag because I have, you know, my 2 Brightons and my Coach, but I really like the color of that. And so I went and bought it for myself. And that's when the trouble started, because I love that bag, but I didn't love it. I loved the color, but not the style. And around that same time, my friends were telling me about this place called Poshmark online, where you could buy these designer handbags, just like I was buying on Facebook yard sale sites, but the variety was way bigger. And I started looking through Poshmark, and at the same time went on a trip to Pennsylvania and randomly found a Dooney and Bourke bag at an antique store, and it was a vintage Dooney and Bourke bag, and I was like, oh, this is kind of a cool looking bag, and I don't know anything about Dooney and Bourke. So I bought it, and I went back to my hotel room, and I started going on Poshmark to do research about it. And then I saw this. And I was like, I don't know what that is, but I think I'm in love. And it turned out to be a Florentine satchel. And I was obsessed. I looked all over Poshmark, all of the Florentine satchels, all the different colors I could find. Google searches. I'm like, wow, I can't believe I've never heard of this bag. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to sell my turquoise Coach, and I'm going to put that money towards buying a Florentine satchel. So that's exactly what I did. And this is the exact very first Florentine satchel that I ever bought, and it was off Poshmark, color natural, because I decided I wanted to go with the basics first. And this is what started it all. Once I got this bag and I saw how gorgeous the leather was and the craftsmanship, and I carried it for a while, and this was in the mini size, I was like, wow, I really like this bag, but I want it in the bigger size. So then I went and found myself a small. And then all of a sudden I'm on Poshmark one day and there's a mini Kelly green sitting there. And so I grabbed that. And I started going into the Facebook collector groups because people were posting ads for them on Poshmark. I'm like, what are these collector group ads? And so I started going on Facebook and joining them, and everyone else had these Florentine satchels, and they had them in really cool colors. And then I started wanting to collect the other colors, and it just snowballed into this obsession, all because of this bag, the Florentine satchel. And I know this bag is so like iconic and phenomenal that this exact same story of what happened to me has happened to so many other people. After talking to people in these Facebook groups, and they're like, yep, I saw a Florentine satchel, and that was it. Like, yes, it has happened to so many of us. There's just something about this bag and about Florentine leather that is like hypnotizing. And so then, you know, as I went along, I started collecting other styles. I started getting really into learning about leather care, because I'm like, look, I'm going to be spending money on these handbags. I want to make sure that I take care of them. And one day my friend was like, you know, Nicole, you know a lot about bags and you know a lot about leather. You should start your own YouTube channel. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm shy. Like, I'm not really like a limelight type person. Like, I'd rather stay behind the scenes. And so eventually one day she was like, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. And so, like, if you go back to my first videos on this channel, that's just me behind the camera showing a bag, because I really wasn't comfortable with being on camera. And then eventually my friend was like, Nicole, it's creepy that we never see what you look like. You need to get on the camera. And I'm like, okay, but I don't really want to. So it's definitely a slow process. But now I have so many handbags, and I have so many Dooney and Bourke bags. And so that is the story of how all of this happened. And it happened very quickly, because I think it's only been about 2 years, maybe 3. No, I think it's been closer to 2 since I bought that first turquoise Coach bag. That was the first designer bag that I ever bought for myself. That really started this whole thing. And I have greatly enjoyed myself. It has been a wonderful hobby, so fun, and I have met so many wonderful people that I never would have met before if it weren't for our mutual interest in handbags. So I am happy to be collecting something again in my life. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching today. Please subscribe if you haven't, and give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I will see you next time. Bye.